It came out that Saucy Santana was going to be the host of the Baddies reunion. And when I saw this, I instantly rolled my eyes because y'all decided to get the stereotypical gay guy to come and host the Baddies reunion and come be messy with these girls because he's coming to a platform where it's literally like a fight club. And I don't think that he's going to give any type of real dialogue to these ladies. Now, I saw the Carisha Please interview where I do think he did an okay job. But I only think he did an okay job because he was interviewing his friend. My critiques about that interview was that he really didn't dive deep into the stuff, but I don't even think Carisha would have allowed him to dive deep into the stuff. So it's not really much we can say there. So I don't even know his interviewing styles and stuff, but my instant thought is that he was going to become on there and be messy. You know, he's the stereotypical feminine, flamboyant gay guy that girls like to use as a prop or like wear them as like purse bags and stuff like that. Like they treat the friendship as some type of purse or some type of bag for them, or like, and you end up carrying around a gay friend and got him acting like you and stuff like that. And it's nothing wrong with being feminine. It's nothing wrong with being gay or anything like that. Like, I'm gay myself. But when a gay guy comes into a space full of women, and he ends up interjecting himself into the beef and into the nonsense instead of being a male presence within the space and honoring the women and promoting dialogue and getting into the bottoms and the critiques of like what their beefs and stuff really, really is, so that we can have some type of dialogue and storyline behind the senseless fighting, then I don't think that he promotes any type of positivity for the space. Like, I just think he's completely unneeded. So, like my girl Tinkerbella, who said, who invited him with the two emoji roll eyes face? I felt exactly like that. Like, why the fuck do we have to have Santana? So, it ended up turning out from the girl's perspective who spoke out, because 4 girls ended up coming out speaking out against him as being a host. Now, when you got, hold up, let me get this off the camera. When you got 4 girls coming out speaking out against you as the host, and you as being a gay male coming into the presence, you know for a fact that you came on there being messy as fuck and not promoting any type of positivity for these women. I don't know what you did on this show or what your behavior was on this interview, or what your behavior was like during this reunion. Now, we will see this when the reunion drops, but based off of the perspectives of 4 women coming out speaking out against you, I can already tell that this shit was a shit show, and that you came on there being a messy ass gay guy that was not promoting any type of positivity for the space. They didn't like your energy. They didn't like what you brought to the table, and I don't quite frankly understand what you might have brought to the table anyway. So like I said, being a stereotypical gay guy and being that hyper feminine personality, you have to be really, really careful how you come into these female spaces, especially when you are interjecting yourself into the drama instead of being an outsider looking in and giving your perspective from the outside and giving advice and giving real ways to break the situation down and real ways to address the situation. It is, all right, so I'll get into that point next. So, Mariah Lynn ended up coming out saying something about him and being a host as well on top of Tinkerbella. Mariah Lynn tweeted out that the worst host ever. So when Mariah Lynn tweeted that out, I'm like, okay, this is girl number 2 coming on here saying that this man came on here being a messy ass host. My instincts were confirmed when Saucy responded to her and said, the worst liar ever. And then he continued on to say, can you tell who's a baddie and who's a maddie and who's a saddie? I'm like, bro, come on. You making us gay men look bad. Like, this is not a good representation of gay men. You are literally being publicly combative with a female. And I don't like that. Like, I don't feel like men should literally just be sitting here being publicly combative with a female. And especially when you were supposed to be the host of a situation and things like that. I don't like that. I feel like us as gay men should not argue with women because it gives us a bad stigma, because it looks like you're trying to be a woman. Just plain and clear like that. It looks like you trying to be a girl. It looks like you want to be one of the girls. Like, you want to be in what the girls is doing. And people could argue that because you're gay anyway. Like, shit, people argue that with and say little shit like that about me and whatnot. But it looks away. It just looks away. It's always going to look away when a man, period, is arguing with a female publicly. Let me just say that. It's not just you being a gay man coming at a female, period. It's just a man speaking publicly at a woman and going at a woman, arguing with her like that. They're instantly going to call a straight man sassy, and they're going to tear a gay man down and say that you're trying to be a woman, and when you're arguing with a woman like this publicly. That's just what it's always going to be like. So, personally, I don't like it. I'm a gay man myself. I don't really like when gay men do this types of stuff, because I feel like it gives us a bad representation, because not all of us gay men react this way or behave this way. And when you are seeing one being platformed and being put on being platformed and being put out there and being more promoted than what you are seeing other gay guys, it tends to look like an agenda. It tends to look like this is the gay guy that we're going to use to promote what it being gay looks like, and what being gay, what you should act like and what you should look like when you are gay. That just promotes that type of agenda. So Saucy, I don't really think this was a good move, arguing with the girls online. It got worse than that. So I'm speaking, and I ain't even show y'all the worst. It got worse than that. After Mariah Lynn, Anna Mac ended up coming in and saying, she pretty much piggybacked off of what Mariah Lynn was saying. She ended up saying, Mariah Lynn ain't lying. We had a terrible host, laughing my ass off. Like, who the fuck bore the men? And I don't give a damn who don't like it. So that is what Anna Mac said on her story. My bad, I had to take a little sip. That's what Anna Mac ended up saying on her story. So when Anna said that, I'm like, okay, this is girl number 3 coming out against this man, saying that he was not a good host. Anna Mac continued on in some comments. Here we go. She ended up saying everyone didn't like him. Not just Mariah, y'all. I mean, everyone had something to say about him being a host. I can't even see where all this... All right. It's weird when a gay man is hating on women and whole time he wants to be one. It's just strange. He really strange. That's all. I don't care about messy and shady. That's your job. But he really was weird, y'all. A man who wears wigs and dresses like a girl, does everything like a woman, most def wants to be a woman. It's okay, though. I'm not going to say what I really want to say, because that's going to be a hate crime. I'm glad you knew better about that. I ain't going to lie, my last live just got cut for going off the wells and saying some fly ass shit. Just because I'm gay, I ain't even going to say the shit my damn self, because, no attacks against the gay community. Nothing like that. I do think the gay community can do a little too much, canceling everybody with giving their opinions and things like that. But, glad that she had enough sense to not go off dropping F-bombs and dropping slurs like that, so we can keep things respectful and things of that sort. But this is what I mean by a bad representation, and this is the stigmatized, and this is the perception that you end up giving off when you are being combative against a bunch of women as a gay man. It does not look good. I ain't like the shit at all, bro. Like, I ain't like that shit at all, Saucy. I think, So, after Anna Mac ended up saying that, Biggie ended up coming out saying some shit too. So I'm like, bro, you got all these fucking girls coming at you sideways saying that you was a bad host. Biggie ended up saying, definitely terrible. Mind you, just came messy to the reunion with a hidden agenda. So I'm like, Saucy. 4 women, bro. You got 4 women. At this point, I was the fuck done. I said, okay. I already had my confirmation when he was arguing with Mariah Lynn. But I'm like, 4 women coming out and saying that you was a terrible host and you ain't come here and do what you was supposed to do. You know that you was on there being messy, yo. You know for a fact that you was on there being messy as hell and giving off the perception as a messy gay man, which is not a good representation of the LGBT community as a whole, because we don't all behave that way. Now, some could argue and say that I'm messy as hell, but and whatnot. But some could argue and say men in general who sit here speaking about women and talking about women and arguing with women in general is messy. Which I'd have an argument about, because, hey, we can argue and beg to differ. But as a gay man coming into female spaces and arguing with a bunch of combativeness, and when you got 4 women coming out, speaking out against you, bro, it's just not a good look. And you could have went about that reunion completely differently based off of how these 4 women came out and spoke out against you. It just wasn't a good look. It gets worse, guys. It wasn't just that. Like, Saucy, you did too fucking much, bro. You just did too fucking much. I didn't like none of this shit that you said. Nothing that you did. So this was his response. Biggie, please. You ain't want to fight. You wanted to talk, and your friends was pissed about it. You not bigger than the program. Fight or hush. We laughed at Anna all night. Kept fake passing out and walking off so she ain't have to fight. Mariah, just get an ice pack and relax. Saucy, this is what the fuck I mean by, like, you just doing too fucking much. Why is you arguing with these girls like that and cussing these girls out like that? Like, you doing too fucking much. You was supposed to be the host. You wasn't supposed to come up on this show and argue with the girls and interject yourself into the beef. You were supposed to look at this beef from an objective point of view as an outsider and give your point of views and give your perceptions and give your opinions from that, and then dissect what is going on with the beef and things like that. You wasn't supposed to sit here and argue with the girls and turn into one of the baddies. You wasn't supposed to turn into one of the baddies, bro. That's not a good look, and it's not a good look for us gay guys, and that's why that shit got me pissed off, because, bro, you not doing what you supposed to do. I hang with women. Literally all my fucking friends is women. My fucking family and closest females is a bunch of women. So I take that shit real personal when I see a gay guy arguing with one of the girls like he's a fucking girl. You not one of the fucking girls, bro. You just not. That's not what it is. So then, one of the fans ended up saying, one of the fans, somebody ended up saying, you wasn't probably even being messy. You was just clocking they tea, so that's why they mad. Oh, well. People gonna be messy and stir this shit up just because they like to see mess and want to see entertainment and shit like that anyway. So people gonna be people. Saucy ended up saying, teas were clocked! Explanation points. Sit your ass the fuck down, Saucy, and please don't bring his ass back to host another fucking reunion. This is not a good look. It's not a good look at all. You really are being the stereotypical messy ass gay guy that nobody really, really wants to be like. Now this was the point that I was about to make when I was talking about the shit earlier. Like, it's shit like this, why I don't fuck with gay niggas and why I don't have gay friends as a gay man myself. I don't. I literally have one gay friend. And that nigga, you couldn't even tell that nigga is gay if you met the nigga and shit like that. So I don't even introduce him like that. I just say he my homeboy. But and I ain't even gonna say he's DL because he's not. I don't fucking know. Hold up. I don't fucking know. But the point is, it's shit like that. Like, it's this type of messy ass behavior. Shit like this. I'm not arguing with no nigga or no gay nigga back and forth like this. Like, we not doing this. I'ma smack the shit out you. And if arguing with a girl like this and shit like that, and this types of all that yes and cleat tees were clocked and this and third, nah, bro, I'ma smack the shit out you. I'm not arguing with no fucking man like this. We're both men. We can go toe to toe and shit like that. You can't go toe to toe with the girls like this. It's not a good look. It's never going to be a good look, especially as a gay man. For straight men, they gonna call them sassy. For gay niggas, they gonna call us words and slurs that we don't want to be called, and then we're gonna cry, we're gonna scream and cry hate crime and cancel them and this, that, and the third. Once people start calling you names that you don't think you want to, that you don't want to be called or you don't feel comfortable being called with, and gay people don't want to be called. So, yeah, bro, not a good look. I think you shouldn't have been the host. You shouldn't have took your ass up there, and they should have probably got somebody else to be the host of the Baddies reunion. I don't think it was a good look at all. Yeah, man. Like I said, I'm never gonna like no gay nigga going back and forth with a bunch of women. It doesn't give us a good look. It doesn't make us look good at all. At all. So that's what happened with Saucy Santana being a host of reunion and whatnot. And those were some of the girls' perspectives and some of the girls' responses. And I'm inclined to believe that, to feel just like how they feel, quite frankly. Saucy, you probably could have done a better job than what you have done, because clearly you pissed a lot of the girls off, and by you going up on there saying T's were clocked and shit, you interjected yourself into the girls' beef and turned into one of the baddies when that's not what you were supposed to do, bro. It's just not. That's not what you